We are now joined by Colorado State University and head coach Jim McElwain, along with running back Chris Woke and linebacker Shaq Barrett. We'll open up with a statement from head coach Jim McElwain.
Thanks, Jay. Guys, I just want you to know how excited we are to be here, how excited we are to be in a great conference like the Mountain West. And you know, it's been really good being around all these other coaches. Man, there's some fantastic coaches in this league, and there's really some great things moving forward. You know, our program right now is going through an adjustment phase, quite honestly, and really these poor guys got to adjust to me, which is not easy. And you know, a matter of them just trying to figure out my humor, I guess, more than anything, is a tough deal. But you know, we've done, these guys have really done a great job to committing to excellence and waking up on a daily basis and doing what it is to be a champion. And I talk to them every day about investing in their own company. They're the CEO, they're the CFO, and they own their brand, they own their company. And it's really important that everybody on our team understands it's about being excellent every day in everything you do, not just in the weight room, not just on the field. But I'm talking about waking up and investing on a daily basis in all parts of your life. And that's something that's going to help these guys and our whole team be better for the rest of their lives. And I've been real fortunate to be at some great places around some great coaches. And really been able to kind of take a lot of those things from those programs and kind of meld them into our own. I'm really proud of this team, what they have done from a commitment standpoint since we got on campus the day after the national title game, and they have moved forward and taken it as their own. And I'm really proud of the leadership of these two guys and a lot of guys on our team. You know, we've got a ways to go. It's not going to be built overnight, yet the process, you know, and understanding you don't win on a Saturday. You win because of what you've done up to that point on that Saturday. So the investment is what's important, and they're starting to get that. We're really excited to be where we're at. We're at a place at Colorado State that is an unbelievable school. When you look at the faculty, when you look at the research dollars that are generated at Colorado State, you understand the excellence that's there. And so it's up to us to take our point and make it excellent, and that's the direction we're going. We live in a fantastic town. Those of you who have been in Fort Collins understand what I'm talking about. And you know, I grew up in Montana, and I get it about keeping all the people out of Montana, right? I don't want them around. You know, it's our place. What we want to do is get all those people to really recognize and come see Fort Collins, because once you see it, you fall in love with it. I really believe the university itself is a sleeping giant. We've got a long ways to go, and I'm looking forward to getting there. And you know what? These guys are a big part of it, and those seniors that we have, you know, we've really put it on them to be leaders. We put it on them to take us, you know, hey guys, this is your last year, and we need you. And that's going to help us for the future as well. So with that, I guess we'll go ahead and open up to questions and go from there. Yes?
We'll start over here first.
Okay.
Coach Chris Dempsey, Denver Post.
You know, it is nice to see it. Hey, it must not be Denver Bronco or Denver Nugget time. Is that right? I mean, this guy shows up. Now, let me tell you about this, okay? So these guys work their tail off, you know, covering us, right? Well, the Nuggets, you know, he's got us. He's got CSU, okay? So he shows up one day, asked me, what, about a 4-day-old question? Wasn't that it, guys? You know, I said, well, hey, if you would have been here 4 days ago, we'd have answered that, right? Great to see you again.
The covering two beats, right?
I love it. Go ahead.
These guys had been very vocal about everybody buying in immediately to what you guys are wanting them to do. And I'm just, how quickly did you see that in your team? And why do you think everybody was so eager to kind of jump in with both feet?
Well, you know, I think, you know, it becomes time. And there comes a part of trust in this as well. And you know, us trusting them, them trusting us, and realize we're all pulling for the one common goal, and that's to be excellent and be a champion on a daily basis. And I think they're starting to see the benefits of waking up every day and putting in a hard day's work in all aspects of your life. And so, you know, there's something about, you know, feeling good about yourself as well, and about, you putting that investment in where now you get everybody invested. Now all of a sudden you've got a bunch of Fortune 500 companies working together to go on and be a champion.
Mark Anderson, Las Vegas Review-Journal. UNLV's making a big push for an on-campus stadium. I know there's the movement up there. What would that mean to your program to get that?
Well, I think, for the program and selfishly, that's a no-brainer. But I think you need to look past that. I think you need to look what it does for the community, what it does for actually campus. I've been fortunate to be in a ton of different leagues. And when you go to those on-campus venues, it's not just about the football game. It's about the engineering school hosting people on campus that get them into their, into their building. It's about the School of Business. It's about all those things. Plus, it's a place that can be a rallying cry for a whole community. And I've seen what it can do. The venue itself isn't just used 7 times a year. It can be used up to 250 times a year. And it's one of those deals that can be really a cornerstone of campus and bring people to come see campus. And I think it's moving in the right direction.
Dave Southern, Idaho Press Tribune. Coach, just talk about the decision. Why Colorado State and why do it now? I mean, obviously I know other schools have maybe courted you, but why did you decide that Colorado State was going to be the place for you?
That's a great question. I always say to that, why not? This is a super place. This is a place that has history. Sonny Lubick, when you look at what he did there when he had that stretch, as a top 25 program, top of mind awareness program. People knew it around the country. And growing up in that part of the country myself, it's something that made the transition very easy. And when you look into the bones, when you look into the structure, when you look into what is Colorado State, when you look into what is Fort Collins, Colorado, and the Front Range, I say why not? It's one of the best kept secrets in America, and I'm really fortunate to be part of that.
Keller Lyle with the Fort Collins, Colorado. And Coach, you've talked a lot about just wanting to make sure this team gets better on a daily basis, and you've got a lot of work to do. Do you have any specific numerical expectations this season? Wins, losses, points scored, win more games second half than first half, anything like that, or not at this point?
It's interesting. And being a coordinator, I think, one of the things guys always get caught up in numbers. Obviously now the numbers are wins and losses, but I will never put a numerical value on it. I think that the process is what it is. Never look at the scoreboard when you play. The key is win the next play. And in that moment, be part of that moment. Win that play. Then erase it, rip it off. Let's go win the next play. Now it's an accumulation of wins that eventually help you win the game. And that's really what it's all about. So at this point right now, from a numerical value, I want to win them all. And I don't see why we can't.
Chris, as he said, he was at the national championship game. The next day he's at Colorado State. What did that say to you guys about your coach that you're watching him in the national championship game, and then also just what kind of impact has he had in his time there?
It was great watching him in the game, and his excellence towards us too. He had a national championship game. The next day flew out to come prepare us, and ever since he's got on campus, it's been his passion, his drive to make us better, to help us become better as he hit, to make us champions on and off the field as players, as people, to succeed in life. So that's the part I love about him, and he's helping us become great. So,
Mike Brohard, Loveland Reporter Herald. Shaq, Coach has talked a lot about winning one play, moving on to the next, forgetting the last one. Honestly, how big a departure is that in attitude for you as players, from you as a team from last year?
In order for us to be successful, we have to be able to take the last play, think about it for the 24 seconds before the next play starts, and then just putting it behind us and moving forward, because you can't dwell on a pass. If you dwell on a pass, then you're not focused on this play, and you're going to get beat again.
But how different is that from maybe the way you guys approached games last year?
Last year, we didn't have that mentality. We didn't have that going around last year. Everybody wasn't preaching like, forget about the next play. You only had 15 seconds, 24 seconds to grieve, and then just next play, go out there and redeem yourself. We wasn't preaching that last year, but now we're doing it this year. And next year, well, in the fall, you're going to see the results.
Coach, how comfortable are you with Garrett leading the way and what the work he's been able to do this summer?
You know, I think Garrett has grown up, and he's a work in process, you know, in progress. And I think the one thing, you know, when you look at it, I kind of get a kick out of this. Okay, so systems, right? Everybody's got a system. What's your system, right? Well, your system is what fits the guys that are playing on your football team. Because if you try to, you know, squeeze something that doesn't fit their skill set, rather than, you know, I think it's important that us as coaches can step back, look at the skill set, and say, look, let's accentuate the positive. These are the things they're really good at. So let's fit that into the scheme. Let's not force them to do something maybe they're not ready for. Let's go ahead and keep building on that through fundamentals. And I think the thing that we've done a good job of is kind of we discovered our ball squad in the spring. We were able to, you know, we kept it basic. I mean, you know, anybody that saw it, I mean, I didn't do a thing. We wanted to find out who had a passion. We wanted to find out who could block, who could tackle. We put our terminology in. We did that kind of stuff. But now, let's fit it now that we know a little bit more about our guys, what they can do, and what direction we need to take it. You know, I was really fortunate to have some great quarterbacks along the way and a bunch that are in the NFL that I've coached. And, you know, we were a lot different with Drew Stanton when we were at Michigan State than I was with John Parker Wilson or Greg McElroy at Alabama or Tommy Brandstetter at Fresno or anybody in between there, you know. I mean, so those were things that you needed to kind of make sure that you look at. Let's make sure we do what he does best. He's a guy that has pretty good feet. He can get out of trouble, throws well on the move, and I think that'll help our line too as we move the pocket and change the launch point and do some things that'll help him. And, you know, it's also nice, you know, when you've got a good running game, you got a pretty good opportunity to be successful. And I feel we have some good backs, and we get some linemen back that I haven't even seen play yet. You know, we had a bunch of guys injured that sat out of spring ball. So somebody said they could play. I don't know. They played before. I'll find out, I guess, when two-a-days start.
You know, you guys were selected 8th, but you have 4 players on the preseason first team. What does that say about kind of the direction of the program and what this team can be?
So we're 8th, and we got 4 guys on the. Is that what he just said?
That's what he just said.
Wow, man, that's pretty cool. I don't know what it says. You know, that's the beauty of now. You know, I think, you know, it's one of the things, predictions. I guess maybe if we were all really good in predictions, we'd go down to that sports book that's downstairs and maybe lay some money down, right? But at the same time, you know, those are things that I don't look at, never will look at. You know, it's about what we're doing today and then building for that eventual part. Having 4 guys on, I think that's a credit to those guys and how they must have played on film, and these coaches have seen. You guys have seen, and I think that's a credit for what they have done and put on film. It's something we talk about quite a bit. You know, be proud of what you put on film, because film doesn't lie. And, you know, we talk about it when we, after a scrimmage, you know, is this something you're proud of? So obviously those 4 guys have done some things in the past that they should be proud of and they've been recognized for.
They seem to be saying 2 different things about your team.
Yeah, there is a little bit of conflict right there. You know, I see it, and yet at the same time, you know, I don't really know what to tell you on that other than those 4 guys better hold up their end of the bargain and bring the rest of them with us.
Chris Woke is one of those individuals that's on the preseason all-conference team, and of course we've allowed social media to be involved in our media day here and getting Facebook and Twitter involved. So Chris, we have a question for you from Roy High. He said, you finally got the start last year in game number 7. You still managed over 1,100 yards last year. How have you entered this season when it comes to the expectations that have been placed on you now that you're a 1,000-yard rusher?
Just never be satisfied. I feel like as an offense, you know, we finally found our identity in there, but we did it together, and we did it as a team. We went through the ups and downs, and I think that was the key, because I think adversity defines a team, and that's what was defining us. So, you know, we made it a pact that we're not going to make this season a lost cause, and we're going to fight for something. So I think when that came the mindset, we began to do things that, you know, we never thought we can do. So doing that, I mean, obviously I got to keep working hard, but I got to bring guys with me. They got to know that this is a team effort. You know, one guy can't do everything. So once we have that mindset, I think we can continue to be successful.
Shaq, I can't let you get away without a fan question as well. So last year you had 99 tackles, which you would have been the 5th player in the league to actually record 100 tackles if you had that one more last year. But that pretty much means that you're a ball hawk on the field. And Michael Kozlowski from Naperville, Illinois, wanted to know, what do you attribute that to? Is it watching film? Is it what you do in practice and in drills? But your ball hawking nature, where did you get that from?
Our coaches, they put us in the right positions out there, and I just sit there and just do what my job is, and then the ball might come my way, and I just go pursue the play, and if it don't come my way, I just go 100% effort to the ball and just try to make a play, because I feel as though, like, I want to think of myself as getting better all the time, and I want to be, eventually I want to be like a big player, right, big player. So in my mind, I think big players make big plays, so I tell myself at the beginning of the play, like, I'm going to try to make this play, I'm going to make this play, and sometimes in that way, sometimes it don't, but I just try out anyway and give my 100% effort and just be satisfied with the end result is.
Coach Mick McGrain from the Mountain West Conference. Obviously, yours is a pretty nomadic profession. Did you always have it in the back of your head that I'd kind of like to work my way back west ultimately?
You know, that definitely is. That's definitely something that's in my blood. And, you know, I had an unbelievable experience at the University of Alabama living in the South. The people there are amazing. In the word Southern hospitality, I mean, it's real. It's real. But we've been, you know, looking from a family standpoint to kind of climb ourselves back out west if we could, if the opportunity was there. And obviously, when you get such a great opportunity as we have at Colorado State, it kind of became a no-brainer.
We have one more fan question. Coach Mack, this one's for you.
Okay.
It's from Spencer Strong from Lincoln, Nebraska. He was wondering, what type of philosophy offensively are you bringing to Colorado State? Is it going to be similar to your Alabama offensive scheme, or is it going to be more like Coach Baldwin's schemes from his previous stops, or a combo?
You know, the whole offensive staff we put together have been guys that I've worked with along the way somewhere, and they've all bring really unique perspectives to the game. And each one of them understand, as kind of we talked about before, when you talk about schemes, it's about fitting it to the personnel that you have. What are your strengths? And really try to accentuate those strengths. So being involved in a lot of different systems along the way, it's one of those deals where obviously there will be quite a bit of influence from my office, yet at the same time I've got some wonderful offensive guys that I trust, and I know that they'll do it right.
Perfect. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Coach McElwain will be available